When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, the pass to your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio kingpin, subjugate the dub play. And you know we can't wait to bring spins. A-star quizzes, A+ the final. Vocals we align, we'll move it all simultaneously over joints we rock. We earn 30 years, so you can say we got 3 turns. Live off the board, unlike you and your chess men. We install doubt in you and your yes men. And if the game had veins, we'll insert upheaval the ground. Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing. We're leaving the kings of all crowns. So are you ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter, right? Turn it up.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Go. 280!
This is the former Nittany Lion, the rookie Miles Sanders. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Cowboys and Eagles, of course, such a great rivalry. Last year, the Cowboys got the better of the Eagles both times that they met, with Philly coming off their Super Bowl title. But in weeks 10 and 14, it was Dallas beating Philly by a single possession. On 2nd down now, it's Sanders, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Shotgun now for Wentz. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Off the edge, it's Tyrone Crawford with a sack. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Prescott. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory. At the 45-yard line.
1st down and 10.
Here we go. 280!
54. Watch the run.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers.
Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the counter, Elliott. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Check. Kill.
Prescott to throw it. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. To throw is Prescott. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Wentz. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Go. Ready? Check. The great 57. You're not ready.
On second down, it's Sanders. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
To throw is Wentz. And he comes back with one complete. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection, and able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Wentz on the give to Sanders. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Eagles.
The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Now Sanders. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
7 yards there and a first down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Now Wentz. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On 2nd and goal, Wentz, and he's going to go down again. Tyrone Crawford able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
This is 3rd and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. They'll try to run with Sanders, and he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal. This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it, but here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up. Fielded about a yard deep.
They'll try to run with Sanders, and he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal. This is 3rd and goal. Wentz, and he's going to go down again. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Well, the drive starts with a completion left side. A gain of 6 there on first. With Cole Beasley now in Buffalo, you think that might open up some more targets for Michael Gallup. Last year as a rookie, 33 catches for the Dallas Cowboys. On second down, Elliott. And a lot of talent on this Eagle defense, and you've seen it on these last 2 plays, both losses. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Here we go. Go right in. 51. Switch. 51's the mic.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
On the return, Jackson. He'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Here we go. 180. Watch the pass. Check.
On 1st down, Sanders. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Wentz. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
As Sanders has it poked free. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. Anything to make of this, or just a bad stretch? Because he had the 2 fumbles he lost last week and now a 3rd.
It's a bad stretch, but it's one that he has to make sure he overcomes. This isn't on anyone else but him. Taking care of the ball, tucking it away, keeping it high and tight, all the while doing that and not slowing down his running and his ability to move the ball forward.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
6-6, pull it high. Under 10.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Following the interception, here's Prescott. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Prescott. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
A second down throw for Prescott. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Boy, you got to think that having the 37-year-old veteran Jason Witten back at tight end is going to be great for Dak Prescott for plays just like that. And you think to last year when Witten wasn't there, it was kind of a rotating carousel. They had Blake Jarwin, Jeff Swaim, Rico Gathers, Dalton Schultz. But Witten back out there and doing his thing. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The Eagles on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Wentz. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Muscles him off. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get in the field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you call multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
42 the mark, boys. 42 the mark.
Here's Prescott. He's going to air one out. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Prescott. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Elliott. Malcolm Jenkins up to make the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 39. Prescott now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. They run the counter. Elliott, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. And this is incomplete. The man with over 1,000 catches, Jason Witten, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one. And none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, and we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Now Prescott on 4th down. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anderson-Dejo. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Cooper was the intended target. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Wentz going to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he connects with Ertz. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Good. 180. 57.
They'll run on first down. It's Sanders, and able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
From the 41, Wentz steps away to his left. And he coughed it up. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Trying to run for it with Snell. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. On first down, it's Snell again. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Jeffrey with a catch left side. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Here's Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
53.
Prescott from the gun. And this one hauled in by Tavon Austin. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Here we go, go to 54, go to 54. Wide in.
On first and 10, Prescott. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Dak Prescott last year against Philly, boy, biggest game of his career passing yardage-wise, 455 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 29-23 December victory over the Eagles.
Check 3, check 3. That's great.
Looking to throw again on second down. Prescott over the middle, hits Austin. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 27-yard line.
It's a gain of 25 yards on the play.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a first and 10 at the 27.
27-yard line.
They'll try the right side with Elliott. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
This is Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Marr now to add the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. Gets past one man. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Throwing on first is Wentz. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now Wentz. Ertz has it left side. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Throwing is Wentz. He's going to launch this thing way down. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now here's Snell, and he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Benny Snell with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are back within a single score. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie, the first touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of every bit of his being. And finally, it gets done. He's got to feel great right now.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
When you kick off and you go downfield and get the ball back, that's what I call a great opportunity.
In a one-score game, I always circle, and you know this, but in my play-by-play sheet, I circle big plays. It could be turning points. This could be a turning point.
Did you put a second circle around this one? This is pretty big.
I put a star. On first down, Sanders. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels. Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Benny Snell with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And once again, the Eagles are back out in front. So a big play for the Eagles now as they'll go for 2.
Here we go.
Here's Wentz to throw. And it's caught. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A throw over the middle, taken in, and he'll be corralled right around the 34. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 2nd rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. That one complete to Elliott.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. The Cowboys will go. Prescott. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Last year, Dak Prescott had 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, and he's in search of another one right now.
Silver. Check. Kill. 47. 51. Go to 54.
Prescott on 1st down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Prescott to throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
They converted once earlier in this drive, but they'll roll the dice here again on 4th down. Prescott to throw on 4th. He's going to find his man. That's Tavon Austin. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10.
Switch. Sunday.
Wentz. Dancing to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They'll run. It's Sanders. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Now wins. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
30-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar
I was
situation.
going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Prescott to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. And Jason Garrett's going to leave the offense on the field. They're going to go for it here on 4th.
36. Going to 53.
Now Prescott on 4th down. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Snell to begin the drive. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Here's Snell yet again. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Deep ball for Jeffrey. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
It's now 2nd and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll run with Sanders. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. The Eagles on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Wentz going to throw. Able to shake it, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles, and really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback, because we've been in games before. We've done games where you just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for the Eagles, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll get an extra week to think about it as the midseason bye might be coming at just the